Hey, Pally.
Today's Friday, May 10, 2019.
And InFocus starts right now.
Books are coming soon. We'll tell you how you can get a copy. All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to InFocus. I'm Sarah Nash.
And I'm Ori Nirpaz.
There's a lot going on around campus.
Here's some important announcements from today's campus bulletin.
The Community Service Bulletin Board outside the CCC offers students a way to find summer volunteer opportunities. For more information, email klarson@pause.org. AP testing continues until May 18th. On your screen, you will find the schedule for the rest of the testing period. Also, the Community Alliance for Identity Expression is hosting the 5th annual Pride Dance this Friday. It will take place at Castellea from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Snacks and drinks will be provided, and it is completely free.
The 100th volume of Pally's yearbook Madrona will end on Friday, May 17 at noon on the Pally web store, or students can see Miss Giffen in the Tower Building to order in person. Yearbooks cost $90 by cash, check, or by credit or debit card. Additional copies are available for sale when they are released during the week of May 20th.
Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
Well, the Boston Red Sox were honored at the White House yesterday, and President Trump paid tribute to them, describing them as an unstoppable team who had won a spectacular victory. The president briefly recounted Boston's 108-win regular season and run through the Major League Baseball playoffs, drawing loud cheers from the guests when he mentioned the Red Sox 4-game victory over their arch-rival New York Yankees in the American League Division Series.
Delta Airlines is toying with the idea of providing no-cost Wi-Fi on flights. According to Delta's website, the airline has taken a first step with initial limited testing. Starting May 13th, customers on roughly 55 domestic flights each day will have the chance to surf the web free of charge. The pilot program is set to run for 2 weeks across all cabins on select routes. The test is designed to get a feel for things like customer experience and system performance.
Well, former Trump campaign chief Paul Manafort has been officially disbarred in Washington. The Capitol's Court of Appeals announced yesterday. The unanimous opinion from the D.C. Court of Appeals said a January suspension of Manafort from the D.C. bar should move into place fully. The judges cited Manafort's convictions for crimes of moral turpitude, which required him to be disbarred. The expected step from the D.C. court marked the latest blow for the longtime political operative who helped elect President Trump. As a result of special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation, Manafort was found guilty of a slew of federal crimes and ultimately received sentences totaling 7.5 years in prison in March. Well, speaking of planes and transportation, the railroad was one of the most common ways of travel back before we had airplanes and cars to get to places.
That's true, Sarah, and Trey Bishoping, our very own resident historian, has been learning more about a big event that happened today in the railroad industry.
What do you have for us today, Trey?
Well, Sarah, on this day in 1869, the president of the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railroads met in Utah and drive a ceremonial last spike into the railroad line that connects their railroads. This made transcontinental railroad travel possible for the first time in the U.S.'s history. No longer would western-bound travelers need to take the long and dangerous journey by wagon train, and the West would surely lose some of its wild charm to the new connection to the civilized East. It took 6 grueling years to build the Union Pacific and Central Pacific, but the Union Pacific and Central Pacific workers were able to finish the railroad, laying nearly 2,000 miles of track by 1869, ahead of schedule and under budget. Journeys that had taken months by wagon train or weeks by boat now only took days. That's all for me. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Trey. Well, Pally Theater has done numerous Shakespeare plays in the past.
And they had the opportunity to travel to Ashland, Oregon to check out the Shakespeare Festival. Sam Miller has been researching the story and has more on this.
Every year, Pally Theater students take a 3-day-long trip to Ashland, Oregon's iconic Shakespeare Festival, where they watch, discuss, and enjoy professional performance after performance. Theater students Ben, Christina, and V's took part in this trip just a few weeks ago. It took some time to describe the trip and the experiences they had to students who have never been.
It's a city, which is a small town, and it has this Shakespeare Festival.
What
and it
state is it
basically
in, Bees?
It's in Oregon. It's called the Oregon Shakespeare Festival because it's in Oregon, and basically it's a bunch of shows, most of which are not Shakespeare, and they happen over like 10 months, and it's really fun.
There's a lot of like new works are shown there, so like musicals and plays where it's like their debut being shown anywhere ever, like being performed. You can see a lot of shows you can't see anywhere else there. A lot of them are like really high quality.
Ben, Christina, and Dee's got into some specifics as to what exactly the trip entailed, and gave some insight on a few of the many activities that made up their busy schedule, such as just how many performances they saw.
5 shows over the course of 3 days.
3 days.
Three of them. 3 days.
It was a lot of
It was
shows.
so many. It was like 2 a day.
What we did was we got there on Wednesday, we saw one show and we debriefed it afterwards, so we got to really like get a full experience of like seeing the show and like picking it apart.
After
and then we did
every show,
we had a discussion.
Which is I wish like when I come back from Ashland, I want to do that with like everything. Like I go see a movie with people and I'm like, okay, so what did we think worked well?
We had like actors come to our hotel and like talk to us and have like a discussion.
yes.
We got
After
to, like,
every show, we all stand outside the stage door, and when the actors come out,
We go and invite them to our.
The theater students then shared some of the highlights of the trip to any thespian who might be interested in going in the future.
okay, can we all say it on 3?
Right.
Cambodian rock band.
That's not what I was gonna say, but
I was
okay.
gonna say another cool thing about the Shakespeare Festival there is that it's a repertory system, so pretty much the same actors.
It's like a pool of actors that they draw from. So
Yeah.
like certain actors will be in multiple shows. So we saw some people multiple times.
We actually saw there was one guy who was in 3
There was one
out
guy
of
we saw
5
in
of the
3
shows
of the
we
5
saw,
shows.
which was
And he played major characters.
actually insane. He
Well,
played
2 of them.
and he was like
He played
super
21 characters over the course of 3 days.
because he was ensemble in 2 of the shows. So he
He's
played lots of them.
crazy.
Ben, Christina, and Bees all highly recommend the trip and have full intent on going back in the coming years.
Really,
Yeah.
there's not really anything.
There's
like
nothing
it.
like
It's-
it.
and it's just a really. The town has like a good feeling to it. Like the shows are really interesting.
I would say it's a once in a lifetime experience, but it's great because it is like that, but then you can go again.
For InFocus, I'm Sam Miller.
Thanks for that great story, Sam.
Maybe Pali Sports have been performing just as well as Pali Theater.
I hope so. So let's check in with Thayer Cater, who's in the studio now with the latest in Pali Sports news.
Thayer, how did our teams do yesterday?
Unfortunately, no scores were reported from yesterday's action. Today, boys varsity baseball plays away at Wilcox for the Scaval playoffs. This weekend, varsity track has CCS trials in Gilroy as the season draws to an end. Finally, boys varsity lacrosse faces Los Gatos at home on Saturday at 1 p.m. That's all for me. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Thayer. Well, the weather yesterday was a little strange since it was pretty cloudy during the day and then it got sunny towards the end.
I
At least
agree,
when I left
Sarah.
school. Yeah.
I agree. But our meteorologist Ingrid Paichow is in the studio now with today's weather report, and maybe she can tell us if the rest of the week will be like that.
Ingrid, what can we expect out there today?
Well, guys, it's going to be pretty sunny for most of the week, but we're expecting some clouds by the end of the week. Well, for today, it's 71 degrees in Palo Alto right now. The highs today is going to be 75 and it's going to be 54. Now for Saturday and Sunday, you can see that the highs are going to be 74 and 73, while the lows are going to be 54 and 53. All of those days are going to be pretty sunny. And as you can see, after Monday, things are going to get pretty cloudy. The highs for today are going to be, the highs for this week are going to be around the 70s, while the lows are going to be on the low 50s. Now looking at the Bay Area Doppler map, you can see that San Francisco and Oakland. San Francisco is going to be 65. Oakland's going to be 72. Surprisingly, it's usually pretty cold up there. Palo Alto and San Jose are warmer. It's going to be 75 in Palo Alto today, and it's going to be 76 in San Jose. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
For that, Ingrid, well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website, check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Till next time, have a great day, Pally.